Okay, so the first that we'll explore is HTML. So to do that, we're going to go into our index.html file. So what is HTML? So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So as you can see, the syntax and the language of it is a bit different to JavaScript. But essentially, this is the file that determines the contents of your web page and how it's structured and displayed and in what order from top to bottom. And so this can be text, images, like titles, embeds, like links and things like that. And so really a variety of content. Instead of commands like JavaScript, where we have kind of create canvas, background, and then you have like brackets with the values that you want to draw. In an HTML file, it uses what's called tags. And so tags are noted by the angled brackets like these. When it starts, you'd see it here. So for example, the body starts here and then it ends here. So you would have a forward slash, and that's how you know that's the end of that specific tag. And so in this case, you would place everything that you want to place inside of your body component within, I guess, its start and end. First thing that maybe I can try is putting, so we have our sketch still working here, so maybe I would like to put a title and a paragraph, like a description, and in this example at least, I will want for them to live inside the main element, just to make it simpler for us. Clarity's sake, I'll just put it inside of the main tag, and then I'm going to add headings. And so headings and paragraphs would be the H1 and the P tag in HTML. And then maybe my title is hello, and then close that tag. And so that means I've just written a H1 heading, write my paragraph and say this is my data visualization. Okay, and so as you can see, it's given a H1 as well as a paragraph on top of my sketch, and my sketch still works. And so H1, what that means is basically it's heading type 1. And so you can have from H1 up to H6, so 6 different formats of headings. And usually in web design flows, how that works is that H1 is your biggest type size and H6 being your smallest, or sometimes people play with different typefaces and things like that. I'll add a new paragraph. So again, opening a P tag and saying HTML is exciting. You can, and I'll show you how you can also format, how you can format text in different ways, like the bold, italics, and underline inside of your HTML file. You just really put in their first letter. So if I want to bold a text, I would open up a tag, a B tag, and so you can bold and then close that tag. You can italicize, so I italicize and close the tag, or you can underline, which is a U, and then close the U. And let's see what that produces for us. And there we go. And so we have our type being formatted in different ways. And then I can add another heading, say a heading 2. And so naturally this would usually be a smaller heading. So let's try let's. And so this is just adding more text into that. So that's kind of like the heading 2 in this case. And so again, it's not that you're writing that you can write up to 6 headings. You can write as many headings as you want, but they are really just the formatting. Heading 2s are usually a bit smaller. So if I add another heading here, this is heading 3, just to illustrate to you guys. So it's kind of like built-in settings of how an HTML file is usually structured, and you can change at any time how, like the actual formatting, the actual fonts of these headings using CSS, which we'll cover in the next video. We can also add links to our text, and to do that we use an A tag, but with an attribute. My A tag, I would give it an attribute that's called href, equal sign, I'd put double quotation marks, and I would put the link that I want into those quotation marks. And so for this, I'll maybe just copy and paste the Data Garden project website. And then don't forget to close that tag too. And there we go. And so now this link will open up the Data Garden project website. If I click that, then yeah, it'll open it up straight in that browser. So I know that that's kind of like a lot of like different letters and things to memorize, and so the good news is that you don't have to memorize it. I'll show you right here. And so this is the HTML reference by W3 Schools. Is very similar to the P5JS reference that we always work with in the past 5 modules. So these are the very basics, and so the head, title, body, it explains to you what each of them mean. Maybe if you want to pause this video and play around with just those basic HTML tags, you can. Moving on from this, we will also explore how to position your P5 sketch inside your HTML structure.